No, don't forget to set record.
Thank you, Vicky. I've done it already.
I know.
But if it's all right with everybody, I thought what we could do is if somebody from each group can feedback.
Yeah, so the first thing we noted was the understanding of the role, so a real clear understanding of that. When a person gets paid, seeing their payment, and again understanding that process, and we spoke about reasonable adjustments where you still your paper pay slip. Ian thought it was a brilliant idea to pull groups together and really wants to be part of that training, helping people get prepared, and mention teas and coffees and things like that, making people feel welcome. Choice, so explanation and understanding of what we're asking or what we're offering as an experience. We want to see more paid work for others, and we want to think it starts just to be the norm, so it's quite normal and rewarded in a fair way. Benefits getting affected, so sometimes we think about paying in vouchers. That suits some people, not everybody. Vicky spoke about that. We said about a bit of both, voluntary and paid. It's, it's nice to sometimes go away and stay in hotels. Ian said he enjoys that, not necessarily getting paid, but you've got that kind of nice experience as well, social experience, eating in hotels, being together, having a bit of fun. And what's going to happen next? We've got quite a lot. We think there's technical support that's needed for people that are zooming in. Sue Ling's not with us, but we know she'd want to say accessible, easy read information, and it to be good pay as well, and see more participants. And that's it.
Thanks, Vicky. Should we go to the group that Gwen was in?
We did it by questions, so having groups of people from different areas. Everybody went, yes, of course. That's a dead cert. For the second question, do you think we need more people in paid jobs? Well, yes, of course. What support should people get? Well, training came in top of the list, but also mentoring by others who have a learning disability, who have experience of the role. So Mark said that, which was super. We talked about reasonable adjustments and also access to work. So people actually having or being supported to gain more knowledge around access to work, working tax credits, and how sort of universal credit works. So I kind of added in there that I know when we first started employing people in my team, we had to work with the families really closely, because many families were like, don't want my son or daughter to have paid work. They were happy with the team being volunteers because they were so worried about people being reassessed or impacting on benefits. Now, if you spoke to the families, they would have their heads held high and be saying things like, I can say to my friends that my son or daughter has a job, and I never thought I'd be able to do that. And we also talked about the fact that some people would be happy to do things for free, but are they even aware that these opportunities are there? And Mark was saying how much he enjoys being part of this group. He's totally happy doing that for free because he's passionate about it, but not everybody knows that these opportunities are there.
Thanks, Gwen. Meg and Claire, are one of you okay to feedback?
We had quite a lot of discussion about the communication of it, how to let other areas know that these groups exist, making resources so that everyone can understand easy, and maybe not just easy read, looking at other formats as well. And then we spoke about an idea of like a buddy system, and it sort of made me link back to a meeting that I was in yesterday about maybe having just an example, an area manager that goes and is involved in, say, the My Voice groups, and then in that way, if say the best practice team is buddied up with an area, you've got that knowledge across everywhere then, and the support as well.
Great, thank you everybody. Loads of stuff there. Yes, Gwen.
was just thinking, I know when the McIntyre checkers started as volunteers and then they moved into these being paid opportunities, we did look at the Department of Work and Pensions and what the definition of work actually was. And that might be quite a good starting point. If you're going to have some jobs that are voluntary and some jobs that are paid, it's quite a difficult decision to make. So looking at that kind of definition coming out from them is quite useful. And I know when I was speaking to directors and trying to get them to pay the checkers, I was putting that down there going, this is work under this definition. So
yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Gwen. Gary, you want to say something? You're on mute. But
what is needed, you need to have the job fitted around the person, not the person fitting around the job. You need to remember that, and making reasonable adjustment in the workplace is very important.